Alright, so here we go. 2022 Fire Mountain Sprint Enduro. Brought to you by Great Escapes Motorcycle Club. This is my first Sprint Enduro. Kind of getting out of the gate. This is lap 2. Unfortunately, I had several issues with the GoPro today. Unfortunate, pretty frustrating to miss footage due to a electronics failure. It was cold. My fingers were cold. I don't know, I just had a hard time. The camera wouldn't turn on, freezing up, swapping batteries. You name it, it was a problem today. So unfortunately, of the 4 laps of test 2 that I ran today, I only got this 1 lap recorded. Thanks, GoPro. This is lap 2, like I said, and it wasn't my best lap, but it wasn't bad. That's all I got, so it's what I'm going to show you. Sprint Enduro format is a bit different. You have 2 different tests that you have to complete during the day. When I say test, it's like 2 different courses. All the amateurs started on test 2, and then all the experts started on test 1. When you complete your 4 laps here, you have a short intermission, you swap to the other test, which would be test 1 for amateurs and test 2 for experts. I know, kind of confusing, but it's really not. At the end of the day, your times are added up between both tests, and the guy with the lowest time wins, so to speak. Test 2 was kind of a faster course, kind of motocrossy sort of thing with a little bit of woods thrown in there. Lots of sand. Sand with a base, I would say, and with some gravel thrown in there. So it was really, I don't know, it took me a bit to get used to riding in the sand. I don't do it very often. Once you figure out how to keep the front wheel from pushing too hard, kind of get it. I've been tinkering with the suspension, the clicker a little bit on the fork especially, so I tried to soften it up for the sand so I'd have a better feel and it wouldn't push so hard, but once I found out that it was so whooped out, I stiffened it back up a little bit. I'd like to think I found a happy medium, but really I just kind of gave up messing with it. It wasn't bad. So I showed up Friday, did a little camping. This is a double-header event. This is Saturday's Sprint Enduro race, and then Sunday there is the GP. I walked about almost 4 miles of the course, both Sprint Enduro courses, on Friday night. And really, I wasn't originally that impressed with the course. I didn't think it didn't look that fun. I wasn't real happy with the really low ribbon placement instead of having them up a little higher. But I think they did that for the wind. It's quite windy out here, and I know that sounds like a kind of a petty complaint, but it was just, I don't know. For some reason, I didn't like it. Overall, on race day, it turned out to be fine. It didn't bug me a bit. And the course ended up being a whole lot funner than I thought it was going to be. Both Test 1 and Test 2 were really amazing. I had a really good time. Glad I did it. Good experience overall. KTM 250XE is running well. Maybe on the bottom it might be a little bit rich, but quite a bit of idle time waiting in line. Because once you complete your lap, you can either go back to the truck and take a break for a minute or hop back in line and get ready to do another lap. So there's some idle time on the bikes. I'm pushing pretty hard in most sections and taking a little breather in other sections, and you know, knowing that there's a race tomorrow, I'm probably riding 90%, I'd say. 95% maybe. I know the GoPro just kind of washes everything out, but there are, like I said, there's a lot of whoops in here, just natural whoops. Deeper than they look on camera for sure. It was pretty taxing on the body. So when you get in line, you generally, I don't know, there's like a 15, 20 second, maybe 30 second in between each rider starting their lap. So you kind of get a lot of clean air. You don't catch too many people. You don't get caught by too many people. Kind of a neat format. You just kind of get to go out and give yourself an opportunity to do clean laps. The dirt's really good. Not much dust at all. It's a beautiful sunny day, but unfortunately it was only about 30 degrees at the time we started racing. I was practically a popsicle sitting on the starting line. I just wanted to ride my dirt bike so I could warm up. Because the worst thing you could do is sit there waiting in line to get back out on the track, and that was a little bit painful, but we all had to deal with the same thing, so. And I never have been known for my patience. So the amateurs did 4 laps on test 2, and we started with test 2. At the end of our 4 laps, we had to complete them within 2.5 hours, I think is what they wanted. That wasn't really a problem. You had time to go back to your truck and hang out in between laps if you wanted to for a few minutes, make some bike adjustments or whatnot. And then when we were done with that, there was going to be a short intermission. Come back out at 3 o'clock. The amateurs would be on test 1, and we only did 3 laps of test 1. It got pretty chewed up from the expert riders, and they shortened it up a little bit for us so that we could kind of complete it at a reasonable hour, I think. But I've done enough talking for this one. I'm out.